thank you again, once again, for
No
taking
problem,
the time
man.
out of your busy schedule. I know the students definitely value what you brought to them. Just a few quick questions. One, work with what's called the Collective Nine, and it's based on education, but looking at it from the lens of the different ministries or the areas of human endeavor. And it connects directly with what you were speaking on, because as I see education, it should do at least three things. It should empower students to know more about themselves and feel confident. It should empower them to learn something so that they can take care of themselves. And it should empower them so that they can make some contribution to their community, the world, and society. So with that said, and I know you have a very strong value in education. What is the purpose of education from your perspective as it relates to, in particular, our community? What is the purpose of it? And what should it be doing for our people?
Your answer was actually very good. I mean, I'm literally going to take what you just said, knowledge of self, how to take care of yourself, and how to benefit your community. I'm literally going to put that in my pocket and keep that. And I'm saying it on camera right now. I'm literally going to repeat that because you nailed it right on the head. You know, knowing who you are, getting what you need, and being a part of something bigger than yourself. That goes a very long way, right? So a lot of times when we talk about education, I've always broken it down into mastering certain fundamentals, reading, writing, math, and then also because reading, the ability to consume information, writing, the ability to communicate, mathematics, so you can count your money, whatever it is you got to do, and also think strategically. Math gives you strategic thinking ability, and then Black history, knowing who you are, which goes with what you were saying. Entrepreneurship and business, right? Knowing about economics and finances, right? And then you can go into other areas after that. But my feeling is that when you sort of master those basic fundamentals, you can kind of go and learn whatever it is you need to learn, and you've achieved those goals you mentioned. Knowing who you are, knowing how to take care of yourself might come from learning a specialized skill, and then contributing to your community might also connect to that specialized skill, or maybe you're doing something else. I think if you do that, then you're there. And so the question becomes for so many of our children, when people outside of your community, who oppressed you, are the ones educating you, are you getting those three key things? You're not getting good knowledge of self. You know that. We know that they're not gaining the ability to take care of themselves. Where you get so many people out here that just don't know what to do next, right? And then the inability to contribute to your community comes in from the fact that the whole premise of integration is to pull you away from other Black people, so you're not contributing to other Black people. So your argument, you making that point right there, really tells me that there's a very easy, simple way to explain all the key areas in which the educational system is fundamentally failing Black people. But as we all know, it's designed to do that.
Mm-hmm. And so as and you spoke about it a lot today in all the work that you do. And looking at the 9 ministries, I would probably put, of course, I know you have a passion for education, but the passion, of course, is with finance, in particular trade and commerce, business. So looking at K through 12 education, what is it that you think should be included in the curriculum that makes sure that our students are aware of business, economics, trade and commerce? Are there some key things that you think should be involved? When
it comes to that particular ministry, business and commerce, I believe the young people should understand the 3 pillars of wealth, the 3 pathways through which people build wealth. That's typically through stock and bond investing, real estate, and entrepreneurship. I believe every child should just know these things and know them very early. And we also have our model where we tell our kids to keep their poise, P-O-I-S-E, which stands for how you see yourself in the economy as a producer, an owner, an investor, or P-O-I-S-E, producer, owner, investor, saver, entrepreneur, right? And then I think at that point, what that does is that shapes how you go about obtaining money. The way you go about obtaining money is what determines which side of that line you're on between wealth builder and somebody who's building wealth for somebody else. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if you look at that side of real estate, you've got the owners of the property and then you got the renters of the property. Well, we know how that transaction works out. You're paying rent and then you're giving all your money to your landlord, and your landlord takes your money, he invests it, and becomes a millionaire off of the rent you paid over a 20, 30-year period. Same thing with whether he's talking stock and bond investing. The owners of the corporations are making lots of money from the people that are buying products from these corporations. That's why things like Black Friday sales and Christmas sales and all that end up being so detrimental to Black folks. And so I think economically, just starting with those basic fundamentals, it goes a very long way. And then what happens is kids seem to kind of figure out based on the basics, like which direction they want to go. So just literally shifting how you think about how you make money, going from thinking, okay, I need to go fill out a job application to I need to start an LLC. That will change not just the path, the trajectory that you're sent on, but all the other potential paths that exist for you in the future. Because when a wealth builder runs into an economic problem, they solve that problem. They see the problem through a different lens from an employee. An employee sees an economic problem as, I need to get a better job, I need to get a second job, I need to get more money on my job, or I need to get a promotion, right? Whereas the wealth builder is thinking in a whole different space. They're thinking, okay, I need more customers, I need to, get some more capital, I need to cut my costs, expand my product offerings, right? So it's like a whole different set of tools that are available to you in one category versus the other.
Thank you. You talked about branding, the importance of branding and marketing. Can you speak about what the difference from sales, even though they may kind of work together, why is branding so important and actually what is it?
Branding is sort of shaping the image and the perception of your product in the eyes of the consumer and the eyes of the world. So if you think about the thing is a brand. I mean, there are brands everywhere. Webster's Dictionary is a brand. Mickey Mouse is a brand. Walmart is a brand, right? Even as people, we become brands. Even in high school, people remember you have the nerdy kids and maybe the popular kids, right? And everybody was concerned about their brand, which kind of ends up becoming almost like a reputation that you have, right? So basically, with branding, it does connect economically because the value people see with your brand or the way it shapes or the way that your brand resonates with them will determine whether they like you and trust you and want to do business with you, right? And also how much they're willing to pay for that product. That's why you have scenarios. You had the experiment where Payless Shoe Store took their shoes and put them in a high-end store and people were paying crazy amounts of money for it. Well, because when you think Payless, you're not thinking I'm going to go pay $500 for a pair of Payless shoes, right? So branding, is really exhibited, I think, in that example. Branding exists even in relationships. There can be two women equally beautiful, but men will address them in very different ways because the women have branded themselves in different ways. Maybe one is branded as a wife material, one's branded as a stripper or something. And they're going to get a different reaction from the men. So branding pretty much comes down to the perception and reputation of the product that you're offering to the market.
And why is that important, or how does that fit into entrepreneurship, and why is that something that we should really be concerned with?
It's very important because in order for people to decide they want to do business with you, they have to trust you. In order for them to trust you, they have to know you. In order for them to know you, you've got to tell them who you are and show them who you are. And that's where you're building your brand, right? So if you don't brand yourself adequately, then you will never be able to do business with people. There are people that will buy, a pair of shoes or buy food from one source because they know them and they trust them and they like them, and they may get the same offering from somebody else and say, no, I'm not giving those people my money because I don't know them, I don't trust them, I don't even know enough about them to know if I like them. So branding is really important in terms of knowing who you are and how you can communicate to others what you represent and why they should consider doing business with you.
Thank you. And I just want to close out with just, if people are interested in several of the things that you're doing, you have Your Black World, you have the Black Business School, tons of other things. Can you kind of share with some of the things that you're involved in, and if people want to get in contact with you, how they can do so?
Yeah, okay. Let's see. If people want to really follow us and connect with us, I would say go to drboycewatkins.net, drboycewatkins.net, and that's where you can get on the mailing list. And at that point, you'll get so much financial information, sent to you just because you're on the list. And then at that point, it's like a web. Once you're in, you're kind of like able to connect to whatever interests you the most. I'd say that's the best place, drboycewatkins.net. As far as getting in touch with us, my manager, her email address is manager@boycewatkins.com. That's where people can get in touch if they have special events or things like that. Also in the Black Business School, theblackbusinessschool.com. We have 70,000 students now. And we're able to do a lot of really great stuff in there, and it's becoming something really extraordinary.
Thank you. Well,
Thank you.
hopefully this is not our last time. I would love the opportunity to sit down at another time and maybe talk about a little bit more about what you're doing. But thank you for taking time to sit down with the Collective 9.
Absolutely.
Till next time.
The pleasure's all mine.
Peace.
Please explore the collective9.org website and subscribe to the newsletter. Explore the site and make sure you check out Web TV.